Hey YouTube, welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to be working on the Grand Am. I want to get the brand new black carpet that's in the trunk, and I want to swap out the carpet. So I've got to pull the seats, the center console, and then while I have the center console out, I'm probably going to clean it all up, and then I'm also going to do the rebuild in the shifter to get rid of all the slop that's in the shifter, because this is a 20-year-old shifter setup. And so so I scooted the seat forward to get the bolts out, and there's not even bolts in it. So this whole time I've been driving this car around, and the driver's seat wasn't even bolted into the car. That's crazy. But yeah, so I need to get all this stuff out of the back floorboard. I'm going to get the shop vac out of the shed. I'm going to vacuum everything out, and then go ahead and get the driver's seat and passenger seat out. And then I can unbolt the center console. It's really easy to get out. And so yeah, I got all the tools out over here. So I'm just gonna kind of go through, and in case anybody else is wanting to swap out their carpet, I'm pretty much gonna show you how easy it is to do it. All you gotta do is pull the seats in the center console and this lower back piece, and that's pretty much it. You can get the full carpet out. You will have to pull all your side trim pieces, like here. These will have to come out, and you'll have to pop these away and pull your seal up, but it's not a big deal. But yeah, the carpet tucks behind there, and looks like we're probably gonna have to unbolt the seat belt from the car, which isn't a big deal either. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get all this stuff cleaned up, and then I'll come back to you guys with some tools, and we'll get these seats out of here. Okay guys, so I'm in the car, and so what I was trying to do was I was trying to do the seats first. And so pretty much you have to scoot the seat all the way forward to get to the bolts in the back. Then you have to scoot the seat all the way back, and then recline the seat back so that you can lift the seat up because they hook in on the front up here. But I guess even with the seat as far back as it will go, it's still hitting the center console. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out the center console first and then get the seats out. So what I've done was there's a 7mm screw behind this little cap on this side, and there's another one over here on this side, and then that's what they look like, just a little cap. And so once you get those out, then there's a 7mm right here in this cup holder, and then there's another one on this side in this side of the cup holder, and then this whole piece right here comes out. And you will have to pull the faceplate off that goes around the radio, and it's just these two little plugs on the top. This one goes to your hazard switch, which is controls your blinkers, and then this other one is like the airbag light, or maybe that's traction control. Yeah, it's traction control. And then this one down here is for the cigarette lighter, and all of them you just squeeze a tab and it pulls out. Super simple. And once you get the faceplate off, then you can pop this out. Then once you get the cup holders out, then there's a 10mm nut here and another one over here, and then that will allow this whole center column piece to unbolt from the dash piece. And then whenever you lift the center console, there's two 10mm bolts down here in the bottom. I got a bunch of stuff in here. Hold on. Move all this stuff out of here. There we go. Yeah, there's two 10mm bolts down there in the bottom. So then once I get those two 10mm bolts down there out, and the two 10mm nuts right there, then you want to pull your e-brake handle as far up as you can, because you're going to have to finagle this boot out of this handle without breaking the frame that's under here. And you also have to pull this piece back some to get it out of these studs, because you have to slide it into those studs and then put the nut on. So it is a little bit of a pain in the ass. You might have to put your shifter in like second or fourth or reverse to get enough clearance to pop this up. You might even have to pull your shift knob off. It just pulls straight up. There is a spring behind it. But I mean, yeah, it's pretty simple. So I'm going to go ahead and get these nuts off and get this two bolts out of the center console area, and go ahead and get this piece removed, and I'll give you guys another update. Got the nuts off. I just use this little ratchet with a little short 10 mil. Nuts are right there. And then in the center console, I just use the impact with a 6-inch long extension and then a deep 10 mil socket. You don't have to use an impact, you could use a ratchet. It just gives you enough space to where you're not trying to like turn a ratchet down the inside. But now those are awesome. Now this whole center console, as you can see, is loose. So now I can take this whole center console, I can lift it up, and I'm gonna have to slide this boot. And then as I slide this boot up, see, now it's pretty loose. So you have to take it from here and lift it up, just straight up, and then kind of guide this boot off of this e-brake handle and guide this around the shift knob without destroying too much stuff. So like I said, you gotta put it down in like 4th, and that should give you plenty of clearance to get it off. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the center console out of here. Just be very careful and work this. Go slow until it's not caught, and because you don't want to damage this, it is very easy to break the frame. So like I said, I'm gonna get this out of here and I come back and give you guys another update. Alright you guys, so now the center console is out. And like I said, I had to actually pull this handle up and get like 2 or 3 more clicks on it. It's got to be up there. So if y'all are removing this, make sure you pull this really far up there. And then if yours is an automatic, you're going to have a couple more screws on the side. So you see right here, there's one on this side and one on this side. And they actually screw to the automatic shifter assembly. But this manual one doesn't have those slots, so there was nothing to screw into. So for me, I can pull the center console out without the seats. So if you are trying to pull the center console out of an automatic and you still have the automatic shifter, you're going to have to pull your seats out first before you can pull your center console out. But yeah, so like I said, it's really not that hard. It's pretty simple. I was just having an issue with my seats were hitting the center console and it wouldn't let me lift it up far enough, because you have to swivel this forward. So there we go. So see, there's hooks that go in to the car right here, and whenever you take the seat and lift it forward, and it swivels forward on those hooks, and then you have to get the seat in the back high enough to where you can lift it up and then pull the seat out of those holes that are in the car right there. And there's one for each side of the seat. So I was able to get this side up, but I wasn't able to get that one up far enough because it was hitting the center console. So now that it's out of my way, I should be able to go in the back seat and lift the seat up high enough to get it pulled out. I've already got the power wires unplugged and everything, so it's ready to just come out, and then I can take it out the back seat area. So I'm going to move this center console and this cup holder stuff over out of the way and go ahead and get this seat out, and I'll give you guys another update. Okay, well, I figured out. So for anybody with factory seats, you're not going to have this issue, but for me, the part of the seat right here was hitting where the seat belt goes on. So if you're ever needing to change your seat belts, when this is up here, you can adjust it by pushing the button on the side, and you can slide it up and down. But if you actually need to remove this or change the whole seat belt, if it gets locked up in the actual reel, is you can pop off the cover, and then it just has a 13mm bolt that bolts it on to the car right there. And then, oh yeah, there's a little cover. And you see it just has these little pieces. It just clips into place, and that's where the button sits. So I've got this unbolted, and I'm just going to set it down here out of the way, so that way whenever I lift the seat forward, it can come right past and it won't be hitting, and it will let me lift the seat far enough forward so I can get the hooks pulled out of the car. So I'm going to go ahead and get the seat removed now, and I'll give you guys another update. Number 1 is out. So now, as you can tell, it has these little hooks, and they yeah, they like hook into the car. See, you can see, bam. So yeah, they hook into those slots and lock the front into place, then you swivel it down and bolt the rear into place, and that's what holds your seats in. in these cars, in the end bodies. To be the Grand Am, Malibu, Alero, Cavalier, Sunfire. The Grand Prix are like this as well. All the W bodies pretty much are the same style, with maybe the exception of like a couple. I think the Cadillacs are different than that. But alright, so I've got the driver's seat out, so now I've got to get passenger seat out, and then I can start pulling all this carpet out. Oh, and I got a couple of trim pieces over there I still got to pull out. And I'm probably going to have to pull that seat belt piece out too, so. But no big deal. I'm going to just keep working along. I'm going to get this other seat back out, or get it out, and then I'll give you guys another update. Alright, y'all, so both seats are out. Center console's out. Rear seat's out. Here's both the seats. So now that everything's out, all the trim's out, I can pretty much, I think I'm going to have to unbolt these two seatbelt bolts. They look to be about a T50 or T55 Torx bit. So I'm going to have to go get in the shed and get my Torx bits. I'll undo this seatbelt bolt and that seatbelt bolt. And then should be able to just pull all the carpet out in one piece. So I guess I'm going to go ahead and get these seatbelts unbolted, and I'll give you guys another update. Alright, y'all, so I just got the seatbelts undone. It was indeed a T50 Torx bit. So now they are out of the way, so now I can start lifting up the carpet. Oh, look, there's a screwdriver. Oh, hold on, let me go to the other side. Look at that. Oh, it's like left an imprint. Ugh, it's rusted. Wow. There's a bolt of some kind. Looks like a door panel bolt. Alright, well, those are trash. Alright, well, guess I can go ahead and start getting all this carpet pulled out of here. And I've got to get the box out of the trunk, get the new carpet opened up and rolled out, I guess over in the lot next door, and I'll take this one over there. I don't know if I'm going to have to cut all the holes or not, so I'm just going to have to try to clean this one up as best I can, maybe lay it on top of that one, and yeah, just kind of cut them out. So I guess I'm going to go ahead and get this carpet out and removed, and then get the new carpet out of the trunk and get it unboxed, and I'll give you guys another update. Alright, you guys, so now I have all of the old carpet out of the car. I've got the new carpet out of the trunk. I started opening it just to get all these staples out. As you see, this is the part number, AC Delco part number, 9905 Grand Am, 2-door and 4-door. This is black carpet. So I'm going to go ahead and get this opened up. Whew. And then, yeah, you can tell how bad and dirty the old carpet was. Oh, nice. Alright, I'm going to get this pulled out of here, and I guess I'm going to take it over here to the lot next door, drag that one over there, and I'm going to lay this one out and see if it's already got holes cut in it or not, and see if I need to line it up with that one to cut them out. So I'm going to drag these over there, and I'll give you all another update. Alright, so I've got the new one open and laid out. There's no holes in it. Definitely going to have to format. I'm going to get the shop vac, vacuum this one off, and then I guess lay this one on top, try to line it up as best I can, and we'll go from there. I vacuumed off the other carpet. I got this new carpet out of the box and unrolled. It did not have any holes in it at all, so I'm having to try to fit it in here and cut it out around everything in the center console area. I'm having trouble getting it to tuck up under the dash. There's way too much extra on the sides, which I guess is good so you can trim it down, but whenever I bought this said it was a direct fit replacement, and this is not a direct fit. Like, I'm trying to get all these holes lined up to cut out holes for like the seat, and then I've still got to cut a hole down here because I've got wires under there for the driver's seat. I've got to drill the holes out for this bolt to go through to bolt the seat belt back in on both sides. All of this carpet's overlapping where these clips go for all the trim panels, and I don't know, it's all still bunched up everywhere. Like, this is being a pain in the ass. I'm really not happy with this carpet at all. But I'm going to keep trying to get it fit in here the best I can, and hopefully it will settle and smooth out, but I really don't know. So I guess I'm going to try to get the carpet all tucked up underneath the dash. I've got to cut out right there under the radio. I've got to cut out like a big U piece or whatever out of it, so it can go on this side of the dash and that side of the dash, but right there where it's flipped over, the dash stops. There's like the air box right there, so I've got to cut around it, and then hopefully I can get all this to lay down flat and right in place where it's supposed to be. But as of right now, I'm really not too happy with the quality. I mean, it's just all fucking, I don't know, it's just all wrinkled everywhere, and I don't know, they didn't include any instructions on, oh yeah, do this on a hot day, let it sit in the sun for 10 hours to let it not be wrinkled. I mean, I'm just trying to do this, and it's cloudy ass fucking day too, so, but I'm already here, the carpet's already half-ass in. So, I don't know, I'm going to keep messing with this, but I might not even put this carpet in. I might just say, fuck it, and just I might just spray paint the old carpet black and then just put it in here. Because it's at least formed to the car how it's supposed to be. And I know it will fit in here okay. But yeah, I'm gonna mess with this a little bit more, and I'll come back and give you guys another update. Alright, you guys, so I've got the carpet most of the way in here. I got it cut out around the top up there. There's definitely way too much on the sides, and it's still bunched up right here some. I really don't like it, but I really don't know what else to do about it. But overall, it looks like I can put the center console in, and that should cover all the carpet. Should tuck underneath, and that will kind of help hold it in place where it needs to go. And so I think I'm going to go ahead and put the center console back in, and then try to work around and feel where these holes need to go, and up here, and kind of go from there. So I guess y'all stay tuned. I'll give y'all another update. Alright, you guys, so I've got the center console back in. It's bolted in down in the middle. I've got it all bolted in up here. Got the cup holders back in. They're screwed down. So it's kind of holding the carpet. It's kind of not. It was a really kind of a pain in the ass to get this lined up over here out in the middle where it's supposed to be. You see I still got a little issue here with it bunching up right here behind the gas pedal. I'm going to have to cut that down a little bit more. But I mean, overall, it is in here. It just really pisses me off because it said that this was a direct lay-in carpet. And yeah, it's definitely not. But I'm kind of getting it set in here. I've got this side kind of cut some holes out for the seats, and I've trimmed it down over there. So I'm going to put the little plastic trim panels in. I'm going to wipe these down. This is the front one, and this is the rear one. So I'm going to wipe these down and get them cleaned up, and then kind of just get them popped into place. You can see where they snap in over here. So I might have to trim this one down a little bit more. I'm not for sure. But if I can at least get it to where they're in here, it'll kind of hold the carpet in place. And maybe this will kind of settle a little bit over time. But as long as I can keep that like that and get the seat to go in there and go in there, this will all be underneath the seat. So you won't ever see this. You're only going to see the floorboards. So I don't know, I'm really not happy with it, but I mean, it's already been a year since I bought it. I'm pretty sure I can't return it. So yeah, it kind of blows, but at least it does look like it's a nice black carpet. So it's just the fitment is terrible. and I'm just trying to make it fit in here how it's supposed to. So I'm just going to keep working on it. I'm going to get these side plastic trim pieces in. After I get them cleaned up, I'm going to do both sides, trim the carpet on that side to get those in. I'm going to take the back seat and just put it back in where it goes to kind of hold this section back here down in place. And then once I get that done, then I'll try to, I guess, get the passenger seat in its hooks, and then I can figure out where I need to cut the holes out back here and kind of go from there. And then once the seats are in, you're not really going to see this line on either side because the seats are going to be there, and you're not going to see any of this underneath. But I don't know, it's still being kind of a pain in the ass. So I'm going to keep working on this, and I'll give you guys another update. So I've got the passenger side, got my trim pieces cleaned up. I had to put the seatbelt piece back on because it goes on underneath the other trim panels, and this seal, this door seal goes around it. As you can see, this lip is supposed to go on the outside and not tucked underneath it. There we go. But this side is kind of fitting in there. It's still super loose, but like I said, once the seat's in, you're not really going to see all that. So I don't know, I'm still not really super duper happy about it, but it's kind of half-ass in here. So only thing I can really do is continue on. I'm going to have to wait to put this back on until the seat's back in. And I'm going to have to find the hole down here to put this on, to get that bolted back in place over here. And then same with that side. But for now, I want to go ahead and trim down that side over there, get my trim pieces on over there, and over that seatbelt thing. And then once I get all those in and kind of get the carpet fitting how I want, I guess, as best I can, then I will work on this back seat part and cutting out around these mounting tabs back here for the back seat to click into. So I'm going to have to cut out a big square right there on both sides. But it's coming along, it's getting there. It looks kind of decent, I guess. Really not what I was expecting and what I wanted, but I guess it is what it is. So I'm going to keep working on it and get all my trim pieces over here done and get that carpet trimmed down, and then I'll give you guys another update. Alright everyone, so I've got all my trim pieces over there on. I have a broken clip right there, so it's kind of sticking up, so I'm probably going to put a self-tapper in that just to hold it down. And then as you can see, I've got this little square cut out here for that mounting tab, so I need to cut out one more over here for this mounting tab, and then that should pretty much let the carpet lay somewhat flat right there. And then I can throw the back seat in, and that will kind of hold the carpet down back here. And then like I said, all this is going to be really loose under the seat. There's not really a whole lot I can do about it. I mean, maybe if I would have had a shop do this instead of just have me doing it, maybe it would have turned out better. But I don't know, this is my level of experience doing interior carpet, just from a no holes cut or anything. I don't know, I don't see how you could sell a product for $300 and not even cut the fucking holes in it, and it is a half-ass fit. I mean, it does fit somewhat. It doesn't look the greatest, but it does look better than that old faded stained up gray that was in here. But yeah, I guess I'm gonna go ahead and throw a self-tapper in over there and get this hole cut out around this mount over here, and I'm gonna throw the rear seats in. And I guess then once I get the rear seats in, I can kind of feel where this hole is supposed to go down here for the bolt for the seat belt, and I can get a hole cut in the carpet. Looks like it goes right there, so I can get a hole cut in the carpet right there, and then get this bolted back down and do the same for that side. And yeah, kind of go from there. And then I'm going to have to remove this and the one on that side. I just put them there while I was putting the trim pieces on to kind of hold them up out of the way. But I'm going to have to remove that to get the seats to go back in because they hit these. But they can just lean down and lay on the floor. And yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and finish up this back here, get this hole cut, and put a self-tapper in that. And then I'll give you guys another update before I get the seats put back in. Alright y'all, so I've got the back seat back in. Looking pretty good. You can kind of see the hole right there. I really don't like that, but I mean, it's too late now. So like I said, this whole carpet just fits like shit. There is a vent that has to get cut out right here. There's a plastic vent for the floorboard defrost shit. So I've got to cut that out. I've got to cut a square here so I can pull the wires through. That's underneath. And it's just a couple of plugs for the seat. That's it. And then yeah, I've got the seat belts bolted back down over here. I added that self-tapper and I made sure I didn't hit any of the wires underneath. I got all the trim pieces on. I mean, I give it like probably like a 90, 85 to 90 out of 100. I mean, it is a nice looking color. It does fit in here. I'm sure it probably was a lot better before they shoved it in a box and sent it to me and it sat in the back seat and in the trunk in the box for a year. Being hot and cold, hot and cold. I don't know, maybe if I would have picked a much hotter day and let it sit in the sun, maybe it would have relaxed a little bit more. I'm really not for sure. Seems really thin compared to the factory carpet though. Like this thing, you can move it all around and it keeps its shape. Yeah. I don't know. I'm going to save this carpet because it's still better than what's in the silver car. And I don't know. I may end up just painting it black or something, or dyeing it all black and then just putting this one back in because I know this one fits and it's factory. It's got everything cut out that I need for it to be cut out. As you can tell, see, I've got to cut out holes here for that vent and on that side. Man. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got 6 more holes to cut out. And it looks like it's going to start raining here pretty soon. So I need to get these seats back in the car ASAP. So I guess I'm going to start with the passenger side and go get the passenger side put back in over there. And I'll at least try to get the front hooks hooked into place, and I'll deal with cutting or making the holes for the rear section of the seat afterwards. I want to get both seats back in here. So I'm going to grab the knife, go ahead and cut these holes, get my wires through just on this side. But I got to cut out a vent hole here and a vent hole over there. And yeah, then I can get the wires through here, and then I should be able to get the seats in. This side doesn't have any wires. There's no power at all on the passenger side. So I'm going to continue on and I'll give you guys another update. Alright guys, so I've got my hole cut in the carpet over here. Got the vents cut out. Got my seat mounting cut out. Got this side over here, the seat mounting cut out. And I just got the seat set back in place. Screwed it all the way forwards. So now all I have left to do, use my razor blade. And I've already kind of felt where the hole is. Feels like it's about right there, so I'm going to cut this out. Feels like it's right there, so that should go through. Yep, so now I just need to get my 15 mil socket on the impact. That should go in. Then I need to cut this one out over here, get this bolt in. And yeah, it's actually coming along really well. So I guess I'm going to go ahead and get this side bolted in, and then I'll move to getting the driver's seat in and getting it all in place. And then I have to plug in a couple connectors and then do the same thing for cutting out where the bolt holes are. And then we should be done with the carpet. So I guess y'all stay tuned and I'll give you guys another update. Alright you guys, so I just got the passenger side seat all bolted in. I got the seat belt mechanism bolted back on. I just need to pop the cover on and then scoot the seat back some and we should be good to go. So I'm gonna go ahead and scoot the seat back some. Alright, and go back up, and there we go. Now the seat belt is back where it needs to go. Buckles right in, awesome. Seems nice and solid. Cool. Passenger side is done. Yeah, this carpet looks like shit over here. But hopefully it will kind of settle some. Or maybe I can pull some of this slack and put it underneath this trim piece to kind of get rid of some of this slop. And then it's also going to have the floor mats down here as well, so that'll kind of help hide some of it also. Alright, passenger side is done, so now I can move to the driver's side. Alright you guys, so I've got both seats back in. There is a little bit of wrinkle in the carpet between the trim pieces and the seats. It doesn't really fit 100% how it's supposed to. But overall, it's pretty good. I've got both the seats bolted in. This one is fully bolted in now. So, don't have to worry about it not being bolted in. I've got both seats are bolted in. Seat belts are back in. The little plastic covers that go over these, the little clips got broken. So, yeah, that kind of sucks. So I don't have the little covers, but overall, everything still works. Power seat works. So I'm happy with it. Everything seems to be working just fine. Oh, the seat belt's a little jammed up in there. I really don't like that. Can't wait to get the harnesses. Yeah, that one kind of catches a little. It's been doing that. But yeah, once I get the harness bar, I can actually get the harnesses in. And then I won't have to worry about this over-the-shoulder bullshit factory seatbelt anymore. But the new carpet is in, kind of. Seats are back in. I didn't get rained on, so that's a plus. All the dash stuff is all back together. Center console is all back together. So overall, I mean, it definitely looks a lot better than having all this old stained gray and all this nasty dirty shit, which a lot of this shit you didn't really see with the seats in the car. But it's all faded here. There's a lot of nastiness on this side. Looks like a lot of pop has been spilled. And there was definitely a lot of pop residue on the e-brake boot. David helped me get that cleaned up. Along with the underside of the center console was really nasty. So big shout out to David. He did a lot of cleanup on the center console while it was out. And yeah, that really helped out a lot. So but yeah, I guess that's gonna be it for right now. It's already dark and it's supposed to start raining, so I'm gonna get all the tools all picked up and try to get everything put up in the shed before it starts pouring down rain. And I'll come back and give you guys another update. Also, this is the shifter rebuild, so it's easiest if you pull it completely out of the car. You don't have to, so what I did was I used a screwdriver and I popped this clip out, and it just pops out over this little lip. And then if you pull it out, then you can go from the bottom, and you can see there's, oh yeah, right up there there's a clip, and then over here on this side there's a clip, and then there's supposed to be one right there, but I actually broke it on this one, and you can see it's right there. That one's broken. But you can take this and spin it because it locks into place. Whenever you spin it to the left, it locks it. So you spin it to the left, and then you can push these tabs in at the same time and pop this retainer clip off. And then you also are going to have to pop the line off the bottom. You can just press down on it and it will pop off. It is kind of a pain in the ass, but you can get it. And then if you pop this one here, then you just push in this side. The phone was dying, had to swap out the battery. But okay, so I got the clip out. Where'd it go? There it is. Yeah, see, so you push it out this way. You push it from this side. But once that pops out, then you're able to lift this up some, because this has to come out. But you have to get this retainer clip off. So I'm going to get this retainer clip off. There we go. Got a flathead. There we go. Alright. And then the shift knob, you just pull straight up. There we go. Shift knob comes off, the spring comes off, then you pull this up, and then there's an O-ring right here. You're supposed to replace this O-ring. It comes off. Then you have to push this rod out, which is that pin there, so you can lift the whole white piece, because you have to pop this part of the shifter sticks in here, so you got to pop that off, and you have to pop off the line underneath. So I'm gonna, I guess, use this flathead. Here we hold that. Alright, so that one's off, and that one's got to pop out of there. Alright, then there's an O-ring on here. That O-ring gets replaced. And you pop that off. The kit comes with the new one. This is the spare. I've already done it on the one that's in the car. But yeah, then you just take the new one, pop it back on. Bam. See, that one still fits really loose because this is the old worn out one. But the new one is just super snug, super tight. And then it didn't say anything about putting grease in here, but I put a little bit of the red grease out of my grease gun in it. You put the new O-ring on here around the top, and that just kind of holds it in. And then you just reverse. You could put some grease on this, slide it all back together, get this back down into place. Replace this O-ring, and then it just all goes back together. Pop this ring back in. Which way to go? Yeah, like that. Normally there would be 3, but I broke that tab. And then twist it to lock it in place. And then after that, you just reverse. So this little thing goes facing this back corner, and it can only go on one way, and that's your reverse lockout. And then yeah, don't forget to put the pin back in over here. Line it up. And it'll come with the new pin. Alright, and then get your spring on, line up your gears. And then that's your reverse lockout. that one doesn't even work. Oh, there it goes. I guess because it's still pretty sloppy. And then, yeah, don't forget to hook up the shifter cable. And that's whenever it's easy to have it out, because then you can go from the bottom. And that helps a lot. Oh. There you go. Yeah, that one still got some slop in it because this is the old one. This is the extra shifter. But this kit was like 35 bucks. And it was well worth it. I got it on eBay. And yeah, now the shifter slop in the car, there is none. It is nice and tight. See, there's no up and down play at all. And that's reverse. So yeah, everything in here is new from the kit. It even came with one extra new O-ring for that top, which is what I put on that spare one just now. But yeah, that works awesome. I love it. And then yeah, now we've got everything back together. Carpet's been changed. I just forgot to record the rebuild. I was just trying to get everything done and get the, you know, let the carpet sit. I tried to form the carpet and cut the holes, and I had to take a break. Did the shifter. I did it with in the car, so it was a little bit more of a pain in the ass removing the line, and I actually did break this clip, and that's why I took the one off of this one to put back in the car. So that's why this one has a broken clip on it, because I broke it trying to do it in the car. But yeah, the shifter rebuild is really simple, and yeah, it was pretty cheap. I say it's pretty reasonably priced at $35. So, but yeah, I just looked it up on eBay, and I've had it for, I don't know, at least a year. I think around a year, and it's just been in the trunk with everything else, with this carpet. And so I'm really glad I finally was able to get the carpet swapped out. I'm really not super pleased with how it fits and everything, but for a do-it-yourself, I mean, I've never done carpet in a car like this. I've swapped out factory carpet from the junkyard and like found a really nice carpet, but I don't know. I'm still debating on just cleaning this one up and dyeing it or painting it black and swapping it back so that way it fits properly and it doesn't. I mean, like, look, just looking in here now, because I've cut the holes so big, you can see under where you're not supposed to. And I don't know, I think it just looks kind of tacky. I do really like the black. I think it looks good, but I don't know, I just don't like the fitment. This one, it's just correct. It fits perfect. It's like molded. This one is just not molded at all. It wouldn't have been that bad if they would have just cut the holes out already. And that way I really could have just fit it into place. But I don't know. I'm still really mixed feelings on this carpet. I do like the carpet. I don't like how it fits. And there's a lot of loose spots still and wrinkles. And I don't know. I still don't know how I feel. It's like super loose around the center console here. And then whenever I push the clutch down, I like hit the carpet. And it's like moving the whole carpet. So I don't know, I'm about like 60-40. Like, I like it, but I don't like it at the same time. But it is what it is. The car is all back together. Carpet's changed. So I'm still going to keep this carpet and clean it up. I might dye it. I might just put it in the silver Grand Am because its carpet is like gone on the driver's side. Completely worn through. But I think that's going to be it for this video. So if you guys liked the video, leave me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below. hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on any future videos, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.